Here we go. Giddy up part 2. Making a minor adjustment here for you guys. All right, we are back. Strong connection, stronger connection. So that's the direction we're going. If you can't really see it now, I can see it barely. I doubt you'll be able to see it here. But on a clear day, you can see the mound of Maui there, Molokai and Lanai that way. But on a clear day, when you do the helicopter ride up here, you're able to see it a lot better. But there are no clouds over there. It's pretty clear. All right, looks like a lot of you are coming back. Good deal. Lydia and Cheryl and Lisa, the notifier, Joe. Yep, certainly back. Cheryl, Joe again, John. Yeah, we've not even started really. And without an E, Steve. Yeah, this is a beautiful view. During whale season, you're able to, if you just really keep watching, you can somewhat train your eye between the whitecaps out there and the spouts when the whales are coming from between Oahu and Maui over there. You can see typically when they breach, you can see if they're breaching me for whatever reason. But you'll see babies go behind their mothers. Just a beautiful scene here. Lots of do you remember when Glenn was talking to us? Glenn, that gentleman we met outside of Safeway, that day he was talking about surfing in front of Diamondhead. This is the area down there a little bit and all the way down through here. This place is very, very popular with windsurfing, kite surfing. There's a windsurfer out there. The boat, you can see like, I don't think that's Molokai, but that's about how far they come before they turn around and go back. They call it crashing Diamondhead. When they go past a certain landmark. Hey there, Hardy. And there's a walkway that goes down there. One day we'll do, well, I would have to do it on a produced video because there's no way the connection will last. But there's a walkway that goes down from that other lookout down to that beach. It's just a beautiful beach. Just see how pristine it is. Again, it's not. It looks very inviting for snorkeling, but it, in fact, is not. Someone said the other day, from December to January. Not true. It's about late October, early November through. I've seen them as late as March, and some people have said April. But I'm not a. I mean, I love watching them, but I don't watch their seasonality. But that's a really good. The winter months from say November to March or so. That's about the seasonality of the bigger waves also. Just showing you a different view. This just kind of beautiful look to these trees. And as I was coming up that hill, here's that walkway that we've taken a photo of a number of times. When it's cleaned off, it's really beautiful. See that little walkway? You see the stones. Some people come here and clean those stones off and do a photo shoot there. I thought that was beautiful. Yeah, it's fairly steep. So, Sandy, if you look at from where we are right now down to there, there's about 3 switchbacks. So it goes down, switchbacks a little down. So only about 3 levels from here down to there. So it's steep. Oh man, Linda, don't spell it wrong for goodness sakes. There's about 2 soldiers on today that will just explain to you how silly, stupid, how silly and stupid you are for misspelling a word. But there's only a couple of them, and they have nothing better to do today. This is just another lookout. It's just beautiful down in here. Now we're getting into the place that's between Diamondhead and Kahala. This is somewhat of a I don't know if it'll be boring for you, but if you walk it as often, it just, you know, houses really to the right here. But you see the front of them, they're very nice. A lot of them are very nice houses. Yeah, it's a beautiful lookout. So it will be this boring type of a walk for a little bit, for maybe 3/4 of a mile or so. But for some of you animal lovers, you can't really tell. Like right here is not a good indication, but down the street there's going to be, that's where there are a lot of cats. There are a lot of cats right down there on the lookout and right down here. And sometimes if you sit there and you stare, as I've said before, you can see their face looking out of the grass, and they're waiting for chickens to show up. Not so much down here, but down there. And like I said, it's like the East Coast, West Coast, Bloods, Crips, Jets, Sharks off of West Side Story. Cats and chickens warring together and against one another for dominance of this road here. But I can tell you, walking up that road that I was just when we were off connection, there were about 5 roosters the size of a wild turkey that those cats would not want to mess with. Those roosters would take them to Pound Town. I have, Tonton. You've got to be crazy if you think I'm going to do it again. I had a girlfriend who was, actually that's not true, I did it twice. The second time I can't really say that I did. The first time was from a girlfriend who was Vietnamese and said, "Oh, do you like duck?" I said, "Oh yeah." She goes, "Oh, let's try some duck." They brought out these 2 eggs, and with chopsticks she popped that top off, popped the cap of the shell off, and I'm just looking at her. She reaches in and pops the head of the duck off and eats it. And the duck head had a bill on it, but because it was an embryonic duck and it wasn't underdeveloped, the bill was like really floppy, and she just ate it, pulled the wing off, pulled the other wing off, ate the body, and sucked the orange, yellowy goo out of it and said, "Are you not going to have yours?" I said, "I don't think so." Here's where the cats, I think this is their hideout. You know, like the mafia has, like on like the social clubs in New Jersey and New York. I think this is their social club, and they hide back in there, the cats do. And they plan their attacks on the chickens. Oh, it's the worst. But I tried it. I certainly did, because because I knew this type of situation would come up. Someone would say, "Oh, you've never tried balut?" And I can say, "Yes, I have." And as I've told you before, I've had some nasty things in my mouth. That was the worst. I've been consistent with that. That's the worst thing I've ever tasted in my life. And she ate the rest of mine. Because, "Oh, you just don't know what you like. These are wonderful." They're, no, thank you. Oh yeah, it's like, oh no, yeah. Every time they're on the menu where we went, which was not often, she would do one. See, you get a lot more than just silly going to Hawaii visitor chit chat. Incorrect terms, wrong pronunciation, illegitimate facts, terrible news, all those things that the 19 accuse us of. But from time to time there is a yarn that we spin that's enjoyable for everyone and entertaining for most. How would you like for this to be your drive, huh? Oh, I have a couple more, Michelle, if you'd like. If you'd like for me to put you over the edge. It involves an ice chest of durian that sat outside, but I was told and convinced that it was fresh durian until I put it in my mouth, and the guy says, "Oh no, don't eat that." Whoop, hang on. That's the princess's old house. That house up there, I was told, I'm not sure about that, but where that blue is, that's the gentleman that owned or that started eBay. He's reportedly the richest guy on Oahu. There's richer people in Hawaii. Larry Ellison, who owns his own island, and then Zuckerberg, who's trying to own his own island, Kauai, which he won't. But he owns a lot of it, big portion of it. Sad to say. Oh, Stream Killer, just ask me. I'm happy to tell you some appetizing stories. They've been working on this house for a long time, and I think, didn't we look at this up? There's like 4.7 million, I think. And this house right up here is the one I've liked. I've spoken to this gentleman before. They worked on this house a long time. I'll show you. And it was priced a lot less than what I thought it was. If memory serves me, it was like around 6 million or so. 5.5, 6 million. I think that was the number. Right up here. That's going to be a beautiful home, huh? It's this one right here on the right-hand side. They imported all those plants. It was just a lot. Let's see his pool in the back there. Isn't that beautiful? Nice views of the ocean here. But this was just a raw. I think there's a structure there before, but he built it all the way up. Actually, I think no. Now I think of it, there was a little bit of a structure left, and they built onto it. But they just did a magnificent job. He let me come inside when they were still in the construction phase. I'm sure he wouldn't let me in anywhere near it now, the way I look, but isn't that beautiful? They did just a really nice job. And a lot of these houses are very deceiving, or deceptive, I should say, not deceiving, deceptive. In that they'll have a small house, like a single story here, but on the back side it'll be 3 levels down and much bigger. So it's like an iceberg, just a tiny piece is visible, but back behind it is quite extensive. Okay, so this is Diamondhead Loop that we're on right here, right? And that's not what that road is, but I call it that because if you're going to come from Waikiki, that's, you take Kalakaua to Diamondhead Loop, and that's this road that we've come on and saw the 2 lookouts. And then if you're going to go to Diamondhead and do the hike, you'd continue that way. And then across the street from Diamondhead on Saturdays is the KCC Farmers Market, which we've always talked about that being a great tandem activity. Come very early in the morning on Saturday, hike Diamondhead, come down, and then go to the Farmers Market and enjoy a breakfast there. This is the start of Kahala Avenue. So from this point forward, it's what is considered Kahala. I think the actual, I don't know what this town name or the town line is. I think it's somewhere up there a little bit, but regardless, this is Kahala. Beautiful park. Aren't those trees just beautiful there? Yes, well, the blue line doesn't come this way. It does go to Kahala Mall. So you could get off there and walk to Kahala Resort, but it does not go to Kahala Resort proper. We're going to go into Kahala Resort, but I'll say now, and I'll say it again when we go in there, I'm doing it under duress because I hate that resort. Don't dislike it. It's not that I'm unfond of it. It's not that I had a bad meal there, but I hate that resort. You'll see why when I get there. They keep those dolphins in that cage in the back, and that is psychological torture, 24/7, 365. And you cannot convince me otherwise. Beautiful, beautiful park. Look at that. And that's a look back at the far side, or the south side of Diamondhead. If you're on the last stream coming down here, we were talking about a friend of mine's house that's up here. He's only been here one time since then, and that's been over a year ago. It is a massive house. I'm not going to show you his address. We will walk right in front of it. But it's a massive house. It's like 12,000 square feet. See, 12,000? Yeah, 12,000 square feet or so. It's a big, big, big property. Beautiful home. Beautiful home. I don't know what kind of trees those are. No, we're going to stay just right on Kahala, but there's a number of the inlets, the beach inlets that we'll go to for sure. Some of these mountains back there are just beautiful, where the clouds are just touching the top. They're just skimming across the top of it. It looks like a tour, like cotton. Yeah, the Kahala Resort has dolphins. I absolutely hate it. But I'm going to show it to you because everybody knows it's there. Me not liking it isn't going to change it, or talking about it isn't going to change it. Going to change it, so. How many of you are familiar with the gentleman who used to live here and actually still had, I think, a couple of homes, but they weren't for sale? Genshiro Kawamoto. Genshiro Kawamoto. Some of you may know him. Let's see if you know. He was a hero to some, a villain to others. That's right. I don't like the way they treat their dolphins. They shouldn't treat them anyway. They should treat them to a nice meal and then dump their booties out in the ocean and let them go do their thing. There's nothing beneficial to the fish or research or anything to have them there other than money. Same thing with a zoo. I feel the same thing about a zoo. Except for those that are very, very focused on legitimate care for the animals. Genshiro Kawamoto. He is a billionaire in Japan who years ago, he bought a bunch of properties. I think he bought 5 properties here in Kahala, and then he bought another 5, then he bought 10. I think the total was either 30 or 32. Massive, not tiny, massive mansions out here. I think he spent and this is back in the day, man, way back, like in the 90s. He spent $150 million, and he rented them. It was on every news station for a while. I mean, not for a while, but I mean, they covered it for years. Massive places like this one here. Even some on the right side of the road up here on the coast side. And the number ended up being about 30 properties, and he rented them to low-income families for like $150 a month. So he had these massive houses, big mansions, 10, 12 car garages, and some of the residents didn't even have a car. But he rented the mansions to them, and the neighbors were not fond of that plan. And then he got in a lot of trouble, and he just they evicted the residents, and he let the houses go in disrepair. He said, okay, so you don't like having people live in these mansions? I mean, he didn't tell this to me, so I wasn't there, nor was I at the table when he said it, but the word on the street is, he said, okay, you don't like this, then let's just let these houses go into foreclosure. So he did. He let 30 to 32 houses go into foreclosure, and then he sold them at the very last minute to A&B Alexander and Baldwin, who went in and renovated them and tore some down and made lots. There's a couple of his lots right up here we'll look at. Yeah, Black Point Road. Didn't I just pass Black Point, or is it up here still? Black Point's up here, I think, still. There's a couple of places along here, houses, that have a honor shack where they have mangoes sitting out and they donate the money to people. So you leave like $1 or $2 and you take a couple of their mangoes or papayas. I think it's mangoes. And you just leave money in the jar or the box and they come out and take the money and donate it. I've done it before, just beautiful. It's a beautiful incentive and process, and yeah, these houses get ridiculous coming up this way. A couple of them, I mean, if you want to look at some of these prices on Zillow, you'll get blown away. That's $43.51. That's just a regular old dump, really, by comparison. But we're on Kahala Avenue. And someone asked that guy's name. It's Genshiro Kawamoto. You can look him up. Very interesting. He did the same thing other places too. I think he did it in New York too. And I think he was doing it more and in Japan. I think he was doing it more as a show of the difference in lifestyle, that he could buy these houses because he could afford them. $150 million to him was nothing really, so he put lower income families in there for $150, and I think it was a good example. Maybe, I don't know if you looked at it from a microscope, maybe, but the other part of it is that he put, he did, displace is a really bad term, I think, but he displaced those needy families into a big house and made their, kind of mess with their emotions a little bit. But after a year, or in some cases shorter periods of time, had to take them back out. So I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but the fact is it happened. It's history, so we can debate it now. We can't debate whether it happened or not. That's a really nice road back in there. And the beach is right on the other side of these houses right there. I think this lot coming up here was $12 million. If you've done the Blue Line tour on the Waikiki trolley, which one of our kind, beautiful, wonderful, articulate members or followers said didn't come this way, or assumed didn't come this way. If you've been on the Blue Line tour, they pointed out who that was that owns that house. Was it Panda Express, the guy who owns that? Well, Diane, I don't know if he did. Did he help people within that time frame? I think he did. But did he really help them long term? Because he took them out of their situation, put them in a grandiose situation, and pulled them back out of it. But I truly believe and I have no way of knowing this, no one does, I think he would have left them in there. Because he didn't do it for money. He did it to prove a point. And then when people pushed back on him, the neighbors along here, because some of the houses are along here. This is one of the lots. Look at this lot. See that big old crane right there? From that crane, that fence, all the way over there is one lot. And I think this is a $12 million lot. All it is, I'm so fat and round, they'll see me, trust me. I'm like a walking stop sign. Blue stop sign. So this lot, I obviously I'm not on the Kahala Planning Commission, although you may think I am by the way I'm talking. I don't think this is developed, meaning I don't think they have sewage or power right up to this line, which makes it much, much more valuable. They might, and again, I don't know. But what's usually a telltale sign is when they don't have a roadway. And the reason that's the case is because when they do a lot of this, do perk testing and sewer testing and lighting and stuff like that, they need big machinery in there. And so they usually, not always, they usually have a concrete road. That's the first thing they'll put in there because they put heavy equipment in there. That is not always a fact. Do not hold me to that, but that's usually a telltale sign. So the chances of this having water or not water, it's up in the air. But that just tells you how valuable this property is. Big lot in this water. The beach is right there. See it? Right there. And without an E, I knew I loved that guy. Panda Express, the best Chinese food in all of Hawaii. Dare I say, North America? Outstanding food. Chinese food. Here's a home for sale. Oh no, this is a lot. Yeah, this is. Check out some of this right here. Now we're not blowing anybody up because it's just a lot. But look at that lot. Now that's a lot that's been developed. See the pad that's out there? Look at that beautiful view, huh? That's the address. If you'd like to make an offer, I will split the commission with all those of you on today if our referral results in a sale. Just beautiful. It was developed at one time. It has a foundation, a raised up foundation. They would not raise that foundation unless there was something going on top of it. That's not to say something did go on top of it, but that's to say they were certainly planning on it in the very near future. Now this is where the nice homes and lots are just one right after another. There's one home up here that has a look-through, and it has a Phantom, Rolls-Royce Phantom on a turntable. Check this one out. I'd see that view all the way through there. Are we looking into someone's house? Yes, all the way through it. Is that right? Don't know. Don't care. But it's easy to do. Look at this. Isn't that beautiful? Look all the way through there. And here's another lot for sale. There are going to be a number of lots in here that you'll see. Actually, they're not lots. This is considered a lot because it's, you know, just empty land. But you see how they have that concrete walkway there, driveway there. Chances are they do have power. Yeah, it looks like they have power right over there. So they do have power and water. And the only reason I point that out is that that is a massive, massive expense if they don't have it. They charge for it. They really shouldn't because the guy right next to them has water and power. But one thing you'll see is you'll see a number of these houses that are abandoned, I would say. They just have a homestead on there, and it's a big lot. There's actually two that I'm thinking of. Massive lot, 2 houses, and they're completely abandoned. And the last time I was here, 6 months ago or so, they did not have a for sale sign. That may not be the case now, but that was the case then. Isn't it beautiful? See back in there. This is one of the properties. I won't go up there and put them on blast, but take a look. This whole area up here is yard. And they situated their house right back there on the coast, which I think is beautiful to do. There's a very, very nice pool right there. But this whole area here in the front is just open yard. I think that's fantastic. Just beautiful that they do that. And there's other properties that have a lot like that. And they'll put a house in the front of it. That's like the guest house. And they'll put a house in the back like this one. And it's just very, very well laid out. I like that. These are the beach walkways. There's about 6 of them on the way to Kahala. And they're right in between these 2 houses, obviously. And it takes you right out to the beach or the coastline here. There may or may not be a beach today, depending on the height of the tide. That is such a massive, beautiful house here on my right. I don't want to showcase it, but take my word for it, it's beautiful. Big. And it doesn't look that big from the street, but it is massive. I bet that's about 8,000 square feet or so. Look at this beautiful water. These people look at me and they say, this guy's going to steal our shoes. So when this water is down, you can walk to the right and the left, but this is just a beautiful entryway, and it's pretty shallow out there to about, quite a ways. And again, it looks appealing to be snorkeling out there. And if you do know how to snorkel really well, you're a good swimmer, you'll be okay. But it's not, and I don't think people who are terrible at swimming would just dump on some snorkel gear and jump out there. They would get pushed around quite quickly, and I think they would know that it's not the best idea. Yeah, this house on the right is I guess it's not good to say that, so I'm not going to say it. Hello, Thomas. Good to see you, amigo. Yeah, Maureen, it's a beautiful view, and I think we passed one. Already, but there's like 6 or 7 on the way. One opens up to just a beautiful open beach. Another one has a concrete walkway that you can go and stand out on. I have too much faith in people with what? Common sense? Also, which one was that, Rick? Which address was that? The one that was when we were walking into that beach walk, the one on the right. Is that the one you're talking about? Now we're getting into a couple really, really super nice. I mean, they're all really nice. I mean, just look at these. Look at these dumps on the other side. These are like so looked down on. When you live in Kahala, they say, "Are you on the coast side?" And you say, "Yes." You go, "Oh, well, sir, your seat's right over here. It's right this way." And they say, "You're from Kahala?" "Yeah." "Are you on the beach side or the not beach side?" They say, "Not beach side." They say, "There'll be a 30-minute wait. Please step to the side." Hello, Margaret. You're going to hate this entire walk. Sad to say. But Janet granted me immunity so I can walk on the street. This house here, it looks like they sold it. This house was for sale for a long time. So, and I'm not calling anyone out, so shut up if you think I am. Check this out. So that house, and look at the size of this lot. It was for sale for a long time, but look at how beautiful this whole lot is. This was built, I think, I think this is a house. Let me take a look. I'll be able to tell. Yes, like in the 60s. Look at this. And no one lives there right now, but it looks like they sold it. So you see they have like a groundskeepers or a guest house there. They have another house right back there and another house back over here, but this house has that look through. You see, that was new or newer back then. Big, beautiful pool. That pool is massive. You can barely see it right there. It's a massive, massive pool. But I love this. This house, when you go in it, because I've actually been in this, not in that. Well, I guess I was. I didn't walk in the house. I went into this property when they were showing it. This is a long time ago, and it's very much like the Robin house on Magnum PI. Not the house, but it's like that house. That's kind of laid out. Oh yeah, this one's, see, they do this to this house too. See this layout? So they have all this open area here and then house back there. I think that is Just awesome. See, Margaret? See what I do for you? I'm on the grass. No, I'm on the street. Do you guys like this walk, or is it boring because I'm just on the street showing you houses? It's like the going to Hawaii house tour. No, his house is over that way. He kept saying, he would say Kahala, but it's not. It's back up the other way. I mean, it's still a nice house, don't get me wrong. It's right there on that corner, like a corner cul-de-sac, not cul-de-sac, but a kind of a point, like a peninsula. That's what I'm thinking of. He actually had, I think, 2 houses out here. There were 2 houses. One was his son's name. Dang, his name escapes me. So if you look up Dog the Bounty Hunter's house, there's actually 2 listings, and one is his son, and one is his. So there's another lookout right up here. I'm sorry, another walkthrough here. And I believe this is the one that has the concrete pier on it, or the concrete walkout. I believe it will go check it out nonetheless. Leland, there you go. I like Leland. No, they just don't want sidewalks, or they don't have it that cuts into the property line. It may be that case too. They don't like walkers. I don't think that's the case. I know they hate these beach paths, but every beach in Hawaii is public, so they can go, you know, as much as they like to. But you know what, really, you hear a lot of people say, man, the beaches are they're crowded with tourists and locals, and there's trash, and there's, let's just do our own little experiment. I will bet you there's less than 15 people on this beach. I have no idea. You've been with me this whole time. I bet you there's less than 15. Huh. 3, 4, 5. You can see when I turn around. I'm not going to put them on blast, but look at this beautiful. I have a picture of the seal on that podium right there. So look at this beautiful view. I'm not going to put the beach on blast right now, guys, not until I turn around, but trust me, there's 2 in the water and 3 on the beach. That is Hanauma Bay Ridge. We've hiked up there before. Right on the other side is Hanauma Bay, beautiful. The Blue Line, yes, the Blue Line trolley, which Cynthia thinks is BS. The Blue Line actually goes all along there, Hawaii Kai, and the south, S-O-U-T-H, south side of Oahu to Sea Life Animal Park. That's Cocoa Head Trail right there. Right in front of it is Hawaii Kai. Also on the Blue Line route, Cynthia. Cynthia's a non-believer, or non-reader, I'm sorry, not believer, non-reader. So you see how choppy the water is here. You'd not want to be out there snorkeling. But right down here, there's a beautiful park we're going to go to on the way to Kahala. It's very, very busy for kite surfing, parasailing. See? Fine. How about that? Another lot right there. Look at how deep this lot is. So this lot would be a lot like the one we were talking about, or a parcel like we were talking about. So they put the house back here. But look how much beautiful land they have back there. If that's how they plan to lay it out. I just think that's beautiful. No telling how much this land costs. Cynthia, if you're watching, and we know that you are, feel free to jump on and we can talk about, clarify the misunderstanding on the post. I wrote that post. It wasn't Cindy or Terry. I wrote the post, then she responded a couple of times, then Cynthia became a little bit nasty. Played the resident card and the no aloha card, and she was so wrong. She wouldn't admit it and went deep on the shaming side. But intellect, writing skills, wordsmithing won out again. What is it, 7.4 for this lot? Wow. It does look a little like Mexico, yeah. The scam, no. That's some other idiot who's on there who just does posts. They're just scams. They'll be blocked. That's the thing I don't understand. If you don't like what's on the group or the Facebook page, just leave. Just leave. Or if you want to argue, don't get upset when someone argues back. And see, Terry is much more politically correct than I am. And since I'm not going to get fired, I'll tell them what I want to tell them. And they can get stretched for all I care. Isn't that beautiful? Again, with the house set back, I just think that's beautiful. Just a nice, serene. It gets you back away from the road noise, you know. Yeah, just block those people. They just come on and say, oh, you won this, you won that. Then they're just going to get blocked and they'll never be able to come back on again. Yes, they can put up a new Facebook account, but here's the thing. And actually, this is actually kind of a funny thing. When somebody gets blocked or something like that, they're just blocked. We don't keep a list. I mean, Facebook does, but we don't. They keep a list and they don't let those people come back on. Sure, they can create another profile, or they may have 4 other profiles, but they'll get blocked as well. And then if they try to create a new profile, it says they created the profile within an hour or a week or 2 weeks. Unless you have a profile older than 6 months, we don't let you on. Well, that's not true. Terry will let you on if she likes your profile and it looks like you're genuine. But if it's less than 6 months, there's been some of the naughty 19 that are, you can't lie about. Well, you can lie about your geographical location, but Facebook will delete your profile after about 6 weeks or so. So anyway, enough about that. The one where it clearly says, and I'm going to paraphrase, it says, which live stream do we do today? And the first one said number 1, blue trolley, or trolley to the South Shore, and number 2, the one that we're on, something like that. But it's really clear. It was talking about which tour would you like to do, live stream would you like to do. She came on and said, in just a nasty tone, like if you knew what you're talking about, you'd know that the trolleys, they only go on the coast a little bit. You're only going to see hotels and big buildings, that type of thing. And Terry wrote back, which I went in and overrode her comment. But Terry's comment was, no, we're talking about the blue line that actually does go to the coast. And then I wrote back, no. I said, I didn't like her saying that because the only reason she said it the way she did was to disparage Terry and the asking of the question. And I wasn't going to have that. Plus, I was having a coffee and I had nothing to do for 30 minutes. So I told her, I said, obviously you don't know what you're talking about because Blue Line goes all the way to Sea Life Animal Park and all along the coast. And rather than say, oh, you know what, I wasn't aware of that. Sorry about that. I would have wrote back immediately, hey man, no problem. We all make mistakes. I make about 10 a day. I can't even keep track of them. But no, she didn't. She came back with guns blazing. Well, I'm only saying what I've seen and da da da. So whatever. She was just a dingbat. You can read the whole exchange. I think it's actually funny because in every case she's not even coming back and saying, you know what, you're right. She's like, you misinterpreted what you just wrote. You don't even understand what you just wrote. She said I was drunk or something like that. Oh yeah, I don't want to go down that one. That one walks really close to someone's house and I don't want to go back there. This lady here, Choi, that is a lady who runs that group. She has almost all the big exclusive listings out here. So, Rick, if you're interested in this $10 or $20 million home, that's the lady to talk to right there. The Choi Group. Oh yeah, man, I gave her a lot of lifelines, and she could have been nice about it, but she wasn't. And she came back. She goes, "You're obviously a travel agent, or you obviously don't live here. I'm a resident." And then she played the Aloha card, and I'm like, "Come on." That's what they do. That's what people like her do. They play the resident card. They play the Aloha card. They play the "You're not from here" card. And again, that's like 0.5% of the people who are on the group. Everybody else, locals alike. So we've had some really good resident local comments lately. I really wish they'd be highlighted more, but such great information, very polite, informative, all that. That's what my experience is, and easily 95-96% of the time. All the other times it's kind of borderline, and then the naughty 19. But all they need to do is stay off the page, man. Terry said it best. She said she's not a country and western fan, so why would she go onto a country and western Facebook page and try and convince everybody to love rock and roll? It'd be like Michelle trying to convince people that Neil Young is a true musical artist, or that he has talent, or that he is worthy of any of the Grammys that he's won, or you know, those kind of things. Same. Very, very similar. Do you guys like these walkways? Would you come down here, you think? Michelle, you misspelled Dennis. Dennis DeYoung. Lead singer of Styx from 77 to like 84, I think. It's Dennis DeYoung, not Neil DeYoung. Super crowded beach. Wall-to-wall tourist. And that's the Kahala. We could walk along the beach here, but we're not going to. We want to see a couple more houses, then they get a little bit less impressive as they get closer to Kahala. And then Kahala has, condo buildings around it, which we'll go look at that. We'll come in from the back side of Kahala. I don't know. We'll see. That's when I come after you, Michelle, in your weakened condition. I don't dare do it when you're at full power. Good Lord. That'd be like fighting a gorilla, I think. So forgive me if I take advantage of your weakened state. I think we should do a Waikiki trolley pass or a catamaran pass giveaway, don't you guys think? not anti-Canadian, anti-non-talent. There's a lot of Canadians who are very, very talented. Canada has a lot of great talent in acting, comedy, music. Sadly, it skipped a generation in the Mr. and Mrs. Neil Young house. Sure, okay, let's do it. This is a repeat question, but it bears repeating. This is going to be the fourth correct answer wins. Fourth pregunta. And you get your choice of a catamaran or a Waikiki trolley pass. Very, very easy question, but the fourth one. And I have noticed that I'm on a delay, but I promise you this, whoever is the fourth is going to be the fourth. Look at that beautiful lot. Here we go. Who is the least talented member of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young? Who is the least talented member of Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young? Go. Full name. 1, 2, 3, 4. Michelle Gager, you win. Mercy, I was looking for maybe Crosby, Stephen Stills, whatever Nash's first name is, but it looks like it's unilaterally Neil Young. Wow. Yeah, it is Neil Young. It's hands down the least talented. Okay. So you know what to do. Didn't you just win something? Didn't you just win a Waikiki trolley pass or a catamaran, Pamela? This one kind of zigs and zags. It goes kind of on this guy's property over here on the other side, and I don't want to do that. Plus, it's the same type of beach that we've just gone on. Oof, Mary Kay, have you listened to some of his music? I mean, don't get me wrong. David Crosby, Stephen Stills. Wow. Which makes the designation as the least talented of that group. Wow, that's a heavy anchor to tote, in my opinion. Of course, I don't make up the rules. I don't designate talent. I just ask the question. So, Pamela, did you not just win something though? Or I'm sorry. Yeah, it was Michelle Gager. I'm sorry, I said Pamela. Michelle, was it Michelle? I said. Yeah, didn't you say? Yeah, Michelle, didn't you say? No, wait a minute. Come on, guys, you got to track this for me better. Who is it that said? Yeah, Michelle. Michelle, you won. I'm sorry, I said Pamela. So, Michelle, yes, you won. Didn't you just win a... Stream Killer? What else can you win? Dios mío, haven't you won everything there is to win? You've never won before, Michelle. We have a ooh, don't say that word. We have a never oneer. So, here's what you do. You send a wonderful, kind, beautifully worded message to Terry. Just a direct message on the group page. Just tell her what question and answer that you gave. Give your first name, last name, email, phone number, and dates approximate dates when you'll be arriving. Are you going to be coming, or which one do you want? Which pass would you like? The catamaran sail, which is the trade winds sail in the afternoon, or would you like the 4-day Waikiki trolley pass? Is Ruth not the daughter on here? Did I just see her? You want the catamaran? Okay. And just tell her which pass you'd like to win, and you'll get that in, the catamaran passes are very, very easy. You'll get those in less than 2 days. And you guys want to hear something really cool? I'm going to anger Terry on this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I actually told you guys yesterday, and when I told you this yesterday, I was out of line because it wasn't supposed to be until October 1st. But now we found out from them it's September 1st. So as of tomorrow, you will be able to use the discount code GTH10 to buy any catamaran pass, any of them, whether it's a snorkel with at Turtle Canyon, or the trade wind sale, or the fireworks sale, or the sunset sale. 10% off, which is actually a big deal, and they don't do that very often. As a matter of fact, Molokai does not do it. So congratulations to you guys. You guys did a great job in all the shares, the likes, the reviews, and the views. You did a great job. So you can use the GTH10 discount code on Waikiki Trolley, Pearl Harbor, Majestic Circle Island Tour, Star of Honolulu, Rockahula, and now Molokai. And we have some others coming up, but I can't tell you about those. But hopefully you guys have already given 100 likes and comments on that post. Otherwise, Terry's going to have my head. But I'm just going to tell her that Janet said I could do it. And then those two can fight it out. I would, that's a good question, Stream Killer. I would try it. See if you can. You're welcome, man, without an E. I would say probably 60 days. Through October for sure, but I wouldn't just keep waiting. I would buy the pass and just bank it. I mean, if you can afford it, afford to buy it and just let it sit, I would definitely do that. This water here is nasty today. Normally when it's down a little bit, there's kids in here just, capturing fish with nets and fishing and grabbing stuff, grabbing crabs and that kind of thing. But man, it's up, and man, is it dirty looking. Yikes. All of those, the Waikiki Trolley Pass is going to be a longer expiration date out. Star of Honolulu and Rockahula are going to be a little bit sooner. But I would just, if you know you're coming, buy them. Save the money. I mean, if you're buying the Star of Honolulu, I mean, you could save like $20 a ticket or something like that. This is the beach that's very, very popular with windsurfing, kite sailing. Oh, you're welcome, John. It's easy to do when I have you guys behind me, man. I just wish I understood a little bit more about the routes and the landmarks on the trolley tours. Maybe we can get Cynthia to come work for us and explain. Oh no, that's right. She doesn't know either. I think the reason it is bad water quality is this right here. See, that sand is usually down and it's washing in and out. This is almost the same type of a situation, somewhat. The Alawai Canal, see how it's the Alawai Canal is not cut off, but they just don't get enough circulation in the water. The current doesn't cycle that water very well. So it looks a little bit mucky. So if you're walking here, these bathrooms and that water fountain over there are the first services that you have, and I'm completely out of water, so we're going to get something to drink at Kahala, and I'm going to go back on my word of never giving them any money, and I will in fact give them money for something to drink. It's kind of a view back from where we came from. Isn't that beautiful? Stream Killer, what you mean is that you haven't ruined a giveaway in a long time. That's what you mean to say. You haven't ruined a giveaway in a long time for Rockahula or Star of Honolulu. When are you coming, Stream Killer? When are you coming to Hawaii? And don't get upset because I don't remember your dates. I don't remember when I'm going to be here. So just cough up the dates, young lady. Oh, very good, Mary. I'm glad you loved it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And you're coming back again. You won the trolley and you won Pearl Harbor, did you not? You and your husband, boyfriend, John Michael. October 4th and 15th. But what have you won, Stream Killer? You've won just about everything else, haven't you? Haven't you won you've won a trolley pass, you won Majestic Circle Island tour, you won Catamaran too, didn't you? Yes. That's our answer, guys, to the question I asked with several options. Yes. Dios mío, Stream Killer. I'm going to start calling you Host Killer. I know you haven't, Sandy. Yours is going to be right before. Ross got his. It's just the way they have to set it up. But trust me, you're in good hands. Look at Sandy Fleck. I haven't received mine yet. Yes to all three. So you've won a Majestic Island tour, Catamaran, and a Waikiki trolley. And you're belly aching about not having won a what? Star of Honolulu or a Rockahula? Is that what you're saying? Goodness. Don't just say yes, you have to answer specifically. So we're going to go through the front of Kahala. We could go back through this area, but that's kind of a little bit of a hump. We go around that fence a little bit to come around the back area, but we'll go in through the front door like we're guests, but they'll probably kick me out just because of the way I look. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Mary went through the, not trifecta, whatever the 4 one is, the one with 4. Quintilla, is that what it's called? She knocked down all the pins. Well, Stream Killer, let me ask you this. If you had to have won a Star of Honolulu, dinner cruise, or the Rockahula, Luau, or Rockahula show, those two, would you rather do the Rockahula Luau or the Rockahula show? I would do the show for sure. Which of those would you prefer to win? And maybe we'll formulate some sort of a contest. Not Quadrilla, it's Quintilla, I think, isn't it? Quintilla, not Quadrilla. Mary's a monster, man. She was on it. She was on a roll. Her and Annette Moody, who has completely and totally blown us away. I feel like a prom date. I feel like Ann Moody's prom date. We went to the prom, had a great time, spent a little time in the back of the limo. She kicked me out at my house, a block or two away from my house. That's how I feel Annette Moody has treated us. But that's okay. There's another prom coming up soon enough. I'm certain I'll be asked. We're going to do a Rockahula, I think, in 2 weeks. So I think that's where the stream killer is going to have a very, very, very good chance. We're going to do the Rockahula show and luau is one, and the dinner cruise is the other. So stay tuned, stream killer. Who knows, if the stars align, you'll probably steal it from someone else, the way things have been going. So let me get a little presentable because I'm covered from head to toe in sweat. And these guys are going to ask me, are you staying here, sir? Sir, are you staying here? Are you a guest of this hotel? So we'll walk through the hotel just very quickly. It's a beautiful, beautiful hotel, but I would not stay here if the rooms were paying me $500 a night. It's a great hotel, beautiful rooms, nice view, beaches, so-so. But if I haven't said so, they torture dolphins here. See how beautiful this hotel is? If you like the sounds of dolphins crying, being tortured, kept away from their babies, screaming bloody murder at night, this is the place for you. Watch. So this dolphin will come under here. How do I know this pattern? Because they're psychotic, because they're stuck in this pattern. They'll come here, go around, they'll do a circle in this little teeny tiny pool and go into that bridge. Watch. Tell me I'm not lying. And if you can't see it here, I'm going to take you down there very close and we'll see them too. This actually makes me so mad. Well, they may have them closed up over there on that pen. See, this is what's beautiful about this. They're either in this super tiny pen, or that super tiny. See the pen? See the dolphin over there, just hanging out on the top of the water, and that one's hanging out on the top of the water. Do those look like happy dolphins to me or to you? No, they do not. The answer to that is no, they do not. But let's go see them closer. Let's go look at the prisoners closer. You go down this walkway here. Beautiful hallway. Again, hotel, immaculate. A little pricey. They have 3 restaurants and a very, very good spa. I know that firsthand. 3 restaurants are very, very good. They have a great bar on the back side. There's 2 bars. There's one by the pool, one to the side of the pool, which is where I'm going to go and have a longboard. I either could take you guys with me, or if you're already angry with me for saying what I've been saying, then you may not like the rest of this. Because it only do get better. What's this? This is so cool. Oh, there's that poor tortured soul right here. Look, there he is. See him? They do loops right here. And we'll see him very, very closely right on the top of this bridge. Oh, so beautiful. So wonderful. Oh, there he is. He's in this massive pool that's super, super deep, probably 20 feet, just like the ocean. So you can't tell me a dolphin who has a brain. I think their brain is as big as ours or bigger. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one that's like, he'll go there and he'll turn around. He does that all day, every day. See him right there? Every day, every day, every day. I can watch that. So here he goes. Now watch. This is Kahala Resort. And they're sitting in here at the behest of the people who run this terrible hotel and a place called Discovery Cove, I think is the name of it. They operate like a bunch of these. The one on Waikoloa Village and on Kona. There's 2 other dolphin over there. There's 2 right here. But this one that went under here, here he comes again. This No, I think this is the one that does it. Yeah. One does it all the time. We'll come around here. The other one comes over here, underneath here, goes back around. I haven't been here in 9 months, and I know exactly what the patterns are. Why? Because they do it every single day. All day. All day, every day. All day, every day. And it is sad. Something that is that majestic and beautiful of an animal. But the cool thing about it is that you can swim with them. You can get on their backs and they'll swim you around. They'll show you how strong those animals are. Which they are. They're super, super strong. And their skin is hard as a rock. Watch, you'll see these. It's heartbreaking. And here's the thing. See them right there. They can communicate with each other with, like, I don't know what it is, but it's an inordinate number of words. So they're able to, they know the difference between sit and spit. Something along those lines. Verbally, they know that. So they can differentiate the P and no P, like sit and spit. See that dolphin there? And they can do all kinds of, they learn tricks incredibly fast. And then they do it because they want to eat. So they learn quick and they do what they're supposed to because of they want to eat. And look at how big this is. This is how big that koi pond should be for those. And you can tell, watch, if you look at the front of their nose is worn down, not because they're hunting and hitting fish and eating it, because they're hitting their face on the cages. All right, that's enough for me. So here's the bar I was telling you about on this side of the pool. Out there is the beach. I'm sorry if I went too far with that with you guys, but it incenses me. If I won billions of dollars, I'd buy this hotel and shut this thing down in a day. Well, I mean, if they had, I'll tell you this, if they had a lifespan that was double what it was before, and they were able to rationalize or give rational speech, and you ask them, would you rather stay in here for 15 years or live out there in the ocean swimming and having fun with other dolphins for 7? Guarantee you they'd pick the shorter life and freedom. And you see that pool area right there? It's not even deep. Right here is where their bait fish are. They can't even get up into this area. You see all this? There's the can't think of the name of the fish. But there's some tropical fish in these. See this one here? Oh, that's a koi. Now, where's that? Oh, no, that's not a koi. Look at that one. That's like an amberjack. It's not an amberjack, but it's the same shape. Sergeant Major was what I was thinking of. Yeah, I may have went too far on my comments about this dolphins, but you know exactly how I feel, though, don't you? You know what? I'll bet you if you gave the dolphins a choice, would you survive out there or would you live in here? I bet you they'd say, I'd rather live another hour or two out there in the ocean and die than staying here another day. But they're going to be here tomorrow, the next day, the next day, the next day, and every minute that you're sleeping between now, the day you get here, and Hawaii, they'll be in that cage right there. What's up, big boy? All right, guys, that's going to do it for our part one of part 2. We're going to regroup. Going to have probably an iced tea or a beer at that bar, depends on how I'm feeling. And we'll either go back or we'll see what happens. We'll come back on just a little bit, but let's do this. Let's end this thing on a positive note. 4 L's. We got to do 4 L's. If you haven't liked this, you guys are crazy. You shouldn't come back. But if you haven't, please like and share this stream. Like and share, like and share, like and share. I would appreciate it. It's better than sending me money. I would ask you to send me money, but I'd rather have a share from you. Here we go. And we're doing this for the people in the cabana right next to me who think I'm crazy as hell talking to a phone. All right. Hopefully you've laughed, learned, loved, and liked this stream. And we have to give another L for Lucille because she's at home probably snoring her fat head off right now. And if this is your first stream, hopefully it's not your last. I can't imagine it would be. If this is your last stream, hopefully all the other streams that you watched before today made this one worthy of sticking around for. And know that I love every second, every minute, every hour, every day that you let me show you this Hawaii, even with the dolphin torture. Aloha.